begin this 5-on-5 with the miracle of Mike White. When I made my Jets prediction last week, I never could have guessed that we could see the first gangrene signal caller with 400 yards passing in a game since the year 2000. Perhaps I should have factored in Halloween into the Sunday equation because White's performance was downright bizarre. The Jets pulled off one of the most stunning wins in recent team history with a 34-31 victory over the Cincinnati Bengals at MetLife Stadium. The Bengals were 11-point favorites. It was the Jets' fourth biggest upset according to Pro Football Reference. White had a game for the ages, completing 37 of 45 passes for 405 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Here's White and his head coach and a happy post-game press conference for the Jets.
We were able to soften them up, and then we got our run game going and then screen game. And when they were getting real soft, we'd check it down, and Michael Carter and Ty Johnson were making great run after the catch. And so I think the decision to cut it loose early kind of caught them off guard, and we were able to execute the offense from then on. I compare it all the time to a three-point shooter in basketball. If they're struggling from three-point, they try to get to the line and see the ball go in. So I compare it a lot to that. You know, once you're as a quarterback, you're seeing the ball completed and you're moving the chains, whether it's 5 yards, 6 yards. It doesn't necessarily have to be a 20-yard throw to start the game. So it helps get the offense in a rhythm. It helps the guys kind of calm down and things of that nature. So I think that's what I personally like to do is just get it out and get the guys going and get Crowder a feel for the game, get Mims, get Keelan, get Michael Carter, Ty, get them in the game and get them a feel for it. So the first time they catch it isn't in the second quarter on a third down.
The offense was outstanding. Obviously, I think it racked up over 500 yards of offense. A lot of opportunities, moved the ball on a really, really, really good defense, created explosive plays. Mike White was poised. Took what the defense gave him, but also took shots when he had to. Michael Carter was hard to tackle, just all the way across the board. Just the protection, the run blocking, the route running. It was awesome.
White and the Jets take number 5 here on 5-on-5. We'll close out October with one more nod to Halloween. How about some notable Halloween costumes at number 4? Green Bay legend Aaron Rodgers spent a year getting ready for his mischief weekend, growing out his locks to do his best Keanu Reeves as John Wick impression. Like Wick, Rodgers continues to be a deadly hitman himself. Quite fitting getup for the Packers star. LeBron James is also a nightmare of a veteran, especially when you consider the fact that his numbers look nearly the same from an October Halloween performance early in his career to one in the present day. Freddy Krueger indeed. Don't sleep on LeBron and the Lakers this year. Year number 19 for LBJ. Impressive. I also love defensive stalwart Myles Garrett and his Halloween attire for the Cleveland Browns. He became the Grim Reaper with a twist, showcasing the names of all the quarterbacks he has sacked in his NFL career. But for me, it was this girl dad, paying tribute to Jimmy Dugan and Tom Hanks in A League of Their Own, one of my favorite movies, with his daughters dressed up as Rockford Peaches. That's enough to warm the heart, folks. Kemba Walker and the Knicks have certainly done that early in the season. The hometown kid from the BX and Orange and Blue are off to a sterling start, and that included another victory last Saturday, this time against New Orleans. We go back inside the locker room for more.
It's really hard to win in this league. And these guys are, one of the best teams in the league thus far. They've been playing super well. We had a big lead, but we're on the road and the crowd got into it. Those guys started feeling it, got the energy, the momentum kind of swung, but we just hang tough. We stuck with it. It came down to one stop, and we got it. We're very fortunate for DeMar to miss that last shot. Especially because that's his shot. He's been making that shot for years, and very happy he missed it. It could have went anyway.
Bing bong! The Subway Sound rally cry never sounded so good from Knicks fans. The Brooklyn Nets seem to be on the mend as well. James Harden struggled out of the gate like the team, but is finding his form. That included his best game of the early season so far. The Nets come in here at number 2 with their win over Detroit on Halloween.
The confidence and just my rhythm and all that's coming back, simultaneously together. And it feels much, much better. I kind of knew that I was going to have a slow start just because I wasn't, playing a lot. But I knew the work was going to catch up, and ultimately I was going to get back to where I needed to be. So game by game, I'm just feeling better. more confident, extra pep in my step. Just overall, much better.
And in at number 1 on the front end of 5 on 5, 5 sports stories that you may have missed and 5 to look out for. NASCAR had some showing last weekend. There was name calling. Double birds, you know what I mean, folks. A chorus of boos filled the air Sunday night after 501 laps at Martinsville Speedway. Call it the pressure of the playoffs or just a genuine dislike for one another, but drivers were on edge during chaotic final laps that saw contact for the lead and contact after the checkered flag waved. Alex Bowman won to Denny Hamlin's disgust. They hit with 8 laps to go, spinning Hamlin out of the lead. Hamlin still advances to next week's championship 4, but that did little to quell his anger. Excited for the dramatic finish of the NASCAR season, so we'll lead off with them here at number 1 on the count up to 5. Tune in this Sunday, November 7th at 3 p.m. from Phoenix on NBC for the NASCAR Cup Series championship finale. We'll stick with racing at number 2 and turn our attention back to Formula One. F1 speeds into Mexico this weekend, fresh off a thrilling event in Austin, Texas. We're staying in the Americas for another race that is returning to the calendar after missing out last year due to COVID-19. This time in Mexico, with the tension rising up and down the grid as we get closer to the end of the season. There are plenty of fascinating storylines for the Mexico City GP. Catch it Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. And at number 3, our BronxNet cameras turn to UFC 268 at Madison Square Garden. We'll have you covered for the rematch of Usman Covington, which headlines the big MMA fight at the world's most famous arena Saturday night. The weigh-ins are today. The pay-per-view card starts tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Saturday night fights, you gotta love them. That leaves us here with 2 more on the countdown. The G-Men come in at number 4. They return to MetLife Stadium to host the Las Vegas Raiders Sunday at 1 p.m. in Week 9 of the NFL season. The Jets, meantime, have the weekend off following Thursday night's action. And in closing out this 5 on 5, a nod to the Fall Classic. What a series it was between Atlanta and Houston. And since it has come and gone this week, how about a true look ahead to next year's World Series? Likely, this one will be the last that you will see the pitcher bat in a Fall Classic. Major League Baseball will have to work with the Players Union on a new collective bargaining agreement in the offseason. And one of the measures that is likely to pass is a universal designated hitter. With the pitcher out of the lineup, so goes the double switch, the goofy swings, and the possibility of pitchers injuring themselves while at the plate. Some will be sad, some will be happy. One thing is sure, it will definitely be different in the World Series. To the C-list we go for one very different NFL Sunday. I thought about waxing poetic a bit more here about Mike White and his performance, but I decided to go big picture NFL-wise instead. NFL Halloween 2021 was crazy, man. I mean, a random dude named Mike White aside, Trevor Siemian and the New Orleans Saints beat Tom Brady and the reigning Super Bowl champs. Now, how many times does Brady toss costly pick sixes to blow games? Unbelievable. Then when you think deeper, think about those same Saints and the fact that they are the only team to beat the Green Bay Packers, yet lost to the 0-3 New York Football Giants at the time. Then you add in the fact that the Jets topped the Bengals after beating the Titans earlier in October, the same Tennessee Titans who have beaten the Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs, and the Baltimore Ravens. And how about a guy named Cooper Rush making his first NFL start too and outplaying Kirk Cousins, who is getting paid $33 million this year. Yeah, the NFL makes no sense, or at least it didn't on Halloween weekend. Any given Sunday, my friends. And to top it off, we get to see future Hall of Famer Von Miller to the LA Rams. I guess that's the beauty of the NFL, and that's the beauty of sports too. I'm Bobby C. Tune in on Monday morning for the second part of our sit-down with legendary author Robert Daly.